It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Saints and the Giants, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And the Giants ready to go now on offense, and under center is the man in possession of a new contract for 2023 and beyond. In his 5th season now, Daniel Jones.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. Yes, indeed, that play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle?
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Alontae Taylor in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while?
Under pressure, they got him again.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and have to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback, maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28.
They go play action now. Jackson.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Alontae Taylor. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
This defense for the Saints very strong in that victory a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal.
From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Gano's kick is good, and the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now it's Jackson.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The Saints at 12-1 now to start play. And they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
You talk about this Giant defense.
They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game, because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Play action. Now Jackson.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive. But they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10 play 3-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25.
And the Giants ready to come out now. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Now Jones.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. And you look at the Saints defense.
This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing Jones.
Well, this will be caught. It's Isaiah Hodgins. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they give up the completion there. But defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him think. Show him one look, go to another, disguise a few things, make him throw into what you call your defensive traps, and try to make some good plays on the ball and get a few takeaways.
There goes Sterling Shepard. A big play there for the Giants. And even 50 yards. These two teams all tied after one. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Again, it's Barkley. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Looking to throw. Jones.
And that one complete to Hodgins.
And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Gano's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Throw out wide to Walker. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
To throw is Jackson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 23. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? A throw left side to start out. That's complete. His second catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lob one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
Taken in at the 11. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Boy, the pursuit there, terrific from the linebacking core.
Oh, it certainly was, because so many times on an option play, you'll see a linebacker make a beeline for the quarterback and then zip, one cut, and he's grasping at air. But this time, he locked in on him the whole way, took an excellent angle, and his grasp came up with the quarterback.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4th-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 46. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. There's Chris Olave. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans! Juwan Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. Jake Moody now for the point after. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out come the Giants. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. From the 35 on second down, Jones. Waller taking it in over the middle. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Jones. It's hauled in by Shepard. Jones signaling, let's go, trying to get his guys up to the line. Here's Jones to throw on second down. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
They'll look to throw again.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting roughed backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Up the middle with Barkley. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down. Looking to throw. Jones looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game.
As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We begin with the Battle of the Great Lakes, Chicago on the shores of Lake Michigan, heading to the shores of Lake Erie to take on Cleveland. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we'll make the trip down to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Allen Robinson, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Bryce Young leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback Lamar Jackson. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep things that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now Jackson. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Hey, here we go.
Back to throw again. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A first down carry for Barkley. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Now Jones. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
On second down, here's Barkley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Throwing Jones. And he's got his big tight end here. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Gano's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're
on for the 3rd time. Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2nd and 6. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself, because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
There he goes, left side.
Inside the 20.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Kenneth Walker with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes this a 9-point game. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points.
Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is
Jones hit in the ball zone, and this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. That's what they've done all game long.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown, and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jones.
And that one complete to Hodgins.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 44, Jones. Oh, he dropped it.
They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Jones. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be fourth down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. It just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
On third down, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. So nothing doing there, and that's going to make it fourth down. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. Back now here live in New Orleans as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
To throw again on second down, Jones. And that is incomplete. This offense so far on third down, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Looking to throw. Jones. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Back to throw. Jones.
We'll find Hodgins there complete.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver.
Touchdown, Giants! Sterling Shepard from 21 yards away.
And the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Saints again ready to go on offense.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Again, Jackson. Touchdown, Saints. Marquise Brown, 29 yards. And the Saints add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the map there, and at this point in the fourth quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Moody good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. And New York set to take the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
From the 31, Jones over the middle, caught by Bellinger. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
From the 45 on second down, Jones. Out route pass complete to Bellinger. And quickly they get to the line. Jones now on first down. Little out route here, complete to Shepard. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Jones completes this again to Shepard. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 23. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
To throw on second and 10. Jones. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And able to get him down, but
but he does reach the 5. Looking to throw. Jones. Touchdown! Darius Slayton, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Gano the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Offense.
Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
And his throw is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Play action. Now Jackson. Touchdown, Saints. A.J. Brown, 30 yards.
And the Saints are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead.
He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. If you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes, he just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25.
We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right? People that have big games as well.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Jones. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Now Jones on 3rd and 2.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
They'll look to throw again.
Once again, he finds Slayton.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones.
That one into the hands of Shepard downfield.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Jones throwing on 1st down. That's complete to Slayton. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones, wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown, Giants.
Isaiah Hodgins from 17 yards out. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point try, good by Gano.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick.
Oh, were the Giants able to recover? Yes.
Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now.
Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores, want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To throw is Jones. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now Jones. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now we get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Jones. And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for New Orleans, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.